After many years of using only air coolers for CPU cooling, I have decided to try a modern closed-loop cooler. This is the Cooler Master ML280 Mirror, ARGB, all-in-one liquid cooler. I purchased this since my previous cooler, the Hyper 212 Black Edition, reached 90 degrees Celsius under load on my Ryzen 7 5800X CPU, which caused thermal throttling. Also, I like the look of this closed-loop cooler with its infinity mirror, which adds another small touch of RGB to my machine. This cooler should also allow me to get great performance out of a more powerful CPU whenever I decide to upgrade. I have mounted this CLC to the Fractal Meshify Compact case. In this case, it seems front mounting is the way to go since some things get in the way of installing it at the top. Installation is pretty straightforward, though I decided to switch the tube orientation as the first setup led to water trickling noises. After adjusting the tubes, the water trickling noises went away. I used various CLC coolers many years ago, and pump noise was always one thing that I didn't like. I am hoping that pump noise does not bother me with this cooler. Once installed, the CPU block looks very nice with its RGB infinity mirror. It's too bad that the ARGB cable is not compatible with my motherboard, but luckily the included RGB controller hub works well enough for my needs. Cable management was pretty simple. I decided to route the AIO pump wire around and hiding behind the VRM heatsinks, with the RGB cable going up and to the rear of the case. The two 140mm sickle flow fans are pulling in air through the radiator, while the tubes are held back slightly by the 24-pin ATX motherboard cable. Cabling on the front side turned out well. One mistake I made initially while installing this cooler is not tightening the two cold plate thumb screws tight enough, which resulted in bad performance. After going back and tightening up those two thumb screws, the performance improved, and it is now producing higher performance than my previous Hyper 212 Black Edition cooler while keeping the CPU temperatures lower. After using this cooler for a bit, I'm pretty impressed. The pump looks very nice in my machine with the infinity mirror CPU block. This adds a nice aesthetic touch to my build. Also, the pump is much quieter than the ones I experienced years ago. And with this cooler, I can safely upgrade my CPU to a more powerful one in the future. Closed-loop coolers seems to have come a long ways in the past 6 years.